What's up, guys? It's your boy Sega Man back here with another video, man. It's called Keeping It OG, and I have to pay homage and respect to what I'm about to show all the true Xbox diehard fans out there, man, because this is where it all started, man. I have a little story to go along with it, and I have something very special to show you. It was a worldwide phenomena at the time, okay? Because you know Sega Man is a collector, and I have something very special, near and dear to my heart to show you in my game collection, man, in its whole entirety. And we're going to talk about the games that came out for this monster of an awesome system when it debuted, man. And I'll show you a few other things that go along with it. What am I talking about, guys? I'm talking about the original OG Xbox where it first started, man. And I'm going to show you the OG Xbox in its original box, man. So let's get started. This bad boy, yes, is a little heavy, but this is the original OG Xbox. Papa Xbox right here in its OG box. Yes, it's a little bit of wear and tear, you know what I mean, the jewel video that it says on the top. But this is the original casing that the original OG Xbox came in. For all you youngins that don't really know much about the first Papa Xbox, it is this right here before your eyes, man. My wife was my girlfriend back then, and she got me this as a gift when the original OG Xbox came out, man. We were in front of Best Buy. We were waiting in the car for a couple hours until they opened. We were one of the first ones to grab the original OG Xbox, man. And that's what it looks like. The box today, to me, is still very nice, very vintage looking for the OG Xbox, man. And it has a little design on the side of the emblem. And then on the other side, it shows you where you can get the DVD remote, and it shows you the Duke. And it tells you a description of what's inside the system, man. So let's take a look at the back of it real quick. You will see the games that debuted, or some of them that were coming out for the original OG Xbox. As you might not be able to see it as good in my camera, but some of these games, or most of these games, I have in the original OG collection, man. You dig? So let's take it out and let's take a closer look at it. Right? Let's take a closer look at the OG Papa Xbox. Still have the original styrofoam in it. It holds it in place. Right? So let's take a look at this bad boy. This bad boy, and Microsoft was thinking ahead of the game. This bad boy had a hard drive. Whoa. A hard drive built into it. Had a hard drive built into it. Still got some original stuff that came inside there. Instructions, right? Take that off. So let's take a look at the OG Xbox, man, in its entirety, right? I liked it to decorate mine. I liked it to decorate my original OG Xbox. So I put some Halo, some nice Halo stickers on here. But this is the original OG Xbox. Check out my little, my little Halo, my Halo stickers on there, man. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? This is the original OG Xbox, my brothers and sisters out there that are gamers. This is what that bad boy looks like, and it still plays today. Now, I have another OG Xbox that's hooked up downstairs that I found a lot of years later for like $10. The dude was selling it, man. He just wanted to get rid of it. He didn't know if it worked or not. He had all the components to it, so when I hooked that bad boy up, it worked. It worked, and it's still working today. So if I want to go back and play the OG Xbox, I got one I can play, and I got my original that I put back in its box. So that is your first beginnings of the Xbox. And man, was it a great launch with The Rock up there with Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? It was just awesome. It still today to me is an awesome system. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's big. It's not as big as that PlayStation 5 though, but it's big. And it got a little weight to it because it has the hard drive and stuff into it. But that's what your first Xbox looks like, man, with the X up there, man. And I still love this bad boy today. And on the back, it has an Ethernet port, a plug, and it also has where you put in the audio video in the back. As you can see right there. And you can see the fan right there in the video, man. Still has all the original serial numbers and everything on it. I like to keep my stuff in pristine condition. I found Xbox where it was chipped here, broken back here, because I guess they didn't give a shit or care about taking care of their game systems. I always took care of every game system that I own, and I still do. So that's your original OG Xbox, guys. Sega Man taking you from a blast to the past today, with showing off where it all started, man. Where it paved the way for the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series S and X. This is where it started, boy. Right here, this bad boy right here, Papa Xbox, the real Xbox One, because this is the first Xbox, man. And I still, believe it or not, will turn it on and rock it out today. You know what I mean? So that's what the original OG Xbox looks like, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about some games. Let me put this bad boy down. I'm going to show you some games. And the first thing I'm actually going to show you, though, is I'm going to show you in its entirety. I'm going to show you the original Duke controller. Now I used to go a lot of thrift shopping, right? And I would find the Duke controllers all the time. So I have about 4 Duke controllers, original Duke controllers. I think I have about 4 controllers. So let me show you the original Duke that came with the OG Xbox. Yes, it is. It is kind of big. People in Japan, I think one of the turnoffs about the original OG Xbox was the controller. But I like the controller. The controller fits good in my hands. Still got the original click to it, and it plays very well, very well. The back button, the start button, it has the original emblem on the front right there. You know what I'm saying, with the Xbox logo in it. It says Microsoft down here. It has it here where you can put in memory cards also. You really didn't honestly need memory cards. You could put in 2 memory cards right here. Kind of reminds you of almost of a Dreamcast controller. They kind of took ideas from the Dreamcast controller and implemented into the original OG Xbox. You know what I'm saying? And it's really sturdy, and it holds up very, very well. And I still will play with this original controller today. So that was the controller that you got with the system, guys. And I own about 3 or 4 of them. Now, later on, I think they got a little bit of, flack about the controller. Oh, it's too big. It doesn't fit in my hands. It hurts my hands. So what they did is they went back and re-implemented it again. So I'm going to show you the Xbox S, the smaller controller. And this is actually a Halo version of a controller that I found at a thrift store for $3. And this was a long time ago. So this is the smaller version. This is the Halo see-through green version of the original OG Xbox controller, right? Plays very, very well. Everything still works good. Back button and start button are on the side this time. And then you have the white and black buttons over here. Very, very nice controller. So this is where the birth of the 360 controller was born, and then on to Xbox One X, and the rest of the Xboxes that came later on. And it's a really nice green. Kind of reminds you of the Master Chief, but it's a really nice green controller. Very, very nice. A lot of these controllers today, man, have went up in price if you find them used. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say they're like $80. I don't know. I mean, this is probably like $25, maybe somewhere around there. You know what I mean? But it's really, really nice. And when you compare it to the Duke, you can definitely see the difference. Definitely see the difference in the controller. Still had the 2 ports up there where you can put memory cards in there, but you can definitely see the difference. And another good thing they added to this was a trip child, not like, almost like a child-proof thing almost. But if you had the cord and you were playing, let's say your girlfriend walked through and didn't really notice, or your kids ran through, then if they were to trip over this would come off. It wouldn't make the system fall or anything. And on top of it, the kid or whoever would probably not get hurt. But they made it, safe because it was a long cord for you. And it was enough cord, actually, because I think a lot of gamers back in the day used to complain how cords weren't long enough when they were playing their Sega Genesis or Nintendos or whatever like that. So they made these really long, and it's pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? One of the controls that really had kind of a short control, had a short cord, was the Dreamcast. But they have made an extenders for those controllers too. And I believe PlayStation 2 had the extenders too that you can put on there to make it longer. But it's a very nice, awesome, beautiful original let's say original OG Xbox S controller. Very, very nice, and they did a great job on that, man. But if you look later on, down in the years, the Duke was so popular, right? The Duke was so popular, they came out with one that Hyperkin made, right? That looks exactly like the original Duke. Check it out. Doesn't have no memory slot there, but check it out, man. This controller you can play on your Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, or you can use it on your PC. And the cool thing about this, and let's see if Sega Man can get it to happen, then we'll get into the games. It has a small USB. Now look, see what I mean? The cord is small, right? It's small. So you would have to probably be up on your your system to play, but you could probably get an extender for this. I'm pretty sure you can get extenders for this, right? So let's see if Sega Man will try and plug it in, and let's see if it'll come on for me. It might not. So let's try it out and see if it'll let you see, it start up. So you can see there, it shows you the original form of what it would look like when you start, the original OG Xbox up. So my computer is, noticing the hyperduke is set up already and ready to go. It's saying that, But that's what it looks like, guys, when it would start up. It looks like the screen, and if you do that again, it'll start up again. You know what I mean? So that's what it looks like, guys. That's what it looks like. So it's very awesome that they would pay homage and a tribute to the Duke. I guess that's how popular, it was. You know what I mean? It was this, it was it was an awesome thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's, that's what it looks like, man. And I'm happy to actually have one, and own one. You can still get these if you go on the store. If you can get them for like $40 or something around that, $40 or I don't know, something around that price. I would think. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get in and I'm going to show you a few games, okay? Now, this is the first game I got with my original OG Xbox, okay? I had a lot of fun with this game. A lot of fun, but it was my very first game because I seen it advertised and I actually could play a demo of it in Was it EB Games then? I can't remember which one it was. Okay, I don't think it was Games. It might have been GameStop back then. I can't remember. But they had a kiosk set up and they had this game going. And it is Dead or Alive 3. Dead or Alive 3, till this day, believe it or not, still looks good. Graphically, uh, it's so faster and more fluid fighting mechanics than Tekken. I'm sorry, guys. Tekken's a good game, but Dead or Alive was faster. To me, the animations on the characters were better. The fighting mechanics were better. They were more lifelike when they moved around. They weren't like blocky like and choppy like. These characters move more around as if they were alive. You know what I mean? So that's why I believe it's called Dead or Alive also, you know, in my opinion. But this is a great, great, great fighting game. Still holds up today. Still a great game, guys. If you don't have Dead or Alive 3 and you find an OG Xbox, you could probably find this game for roughly $3 to $4 to maybe $5. It depends. I don't know if it's went up in price. It might not have. But this is a beautiful, beautiful fighting game by Itagaki-san. I wish Itagaki-san would come back to Microsoft. There was a rumor that he was supposed to come back, or he might come back. I'm not sure. But in my opinion, he did a fantastic job with the Dead or Alive series. Now, I own every Dead or Alive game right now, even to the Xbox One, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm kind of disappointed in the genre of the new Dead or Alive that we have now. Now, it still plays pretty good, but you could tell Itagaki-san's touch isn't in the game. It isn't. It just isn't. He did it the best, man. And this is a great game to own, guys, for your original OG Xbox. I still have the original book in there, and I think I even have a little. Let's see if I can show you real quick. A little. Yeah, actually, it's still in here, man. Sometimes I forget, but it has in here like Microsoft games, and it came with a little pamphlet inside there. It has Bruce Lee up there. I actually have this Bruce Lee game. A lot of people didn't like the Bruce Lee game, but I thought it was pretty cool that they paid homage to Bruce Lee and made a game in his honor on the original OG Xbox. And that's what it looks like, the original Bruce Lee game. It's the only original Bruce Lee game that was ever made, and it was on Xbox. And then we have Munch Odyssey that you see right there, which was another great game on there. You have Halo Combat Evolved, Argzo, can't say that. A couple of those games right there. You have Nightcaster, Fusion Frenzy, which you could play right now on your Xbox One. Bloodwake, which was also another great game. See, they used to ship little books, advertisements in here and let you know what games were coming out. You know, NFL Fever, NBA Inside Drive. These were their basketball games, and I owned them. These were Microsoft's own version of sports games, and I own these games. It's good to collect for that because you don't see that around anymore. If you find them on a cheap, guys, for like $1 in a thrift store, pick it up because it doesn't exist anymore. AMP, one of the best snowboarding games that ever came out, AMP. And then you have where it started, baby. Project Gotham Racing, in my opinion, was the best racing game back then. And I wish they would bring Project Gotham back. And then they have Brute Force, which was another great game that Sega Mans owns. And then they have, I think it's called Kano's Chojin, if I said it right, Coming. Another great game that Microsoft, it was their own fighting game, and there's a little advertisement right there of some of the characters. So that was another great game. One of the first games that came out for the system that was really, really good, guys. Really, really good. Like I said, I always keep this stuff in good condition. Now, the next one we're going to show here, they actually got in a lawsuit for this. Now, you guys know Halo, right? Everybody loves Halo. We're looking forward to Halo Infinite. It's going to be great when Halo Infinite comes out, guys. The multiplayer, the campaign, it's going to be great. It's going to sell gangbusters, and it's going to definitely up that Game Pass. Believe me when I tell you that, guys. It's already good right now. It's going to be even better when it comes out day and date in Game Pass. But this is the collector's edition, and to me, was where it all really started at. Graphically, and look beautiful for the original OG Xbox, man. And that is Halo 2. This is the special edition metal one. Now, with this Halo 2, right, they got in trouble because of something about the metal that they used, a certain metal or something. I can't remember what it had to do with, but it had to do with something with the metal they used, and they didn't ask, or they didn't do something, right? So what they did is they remade these Halo special edition metal casings with a different metal. And guess what happened? Because when I worked at GameStop, I actually seen it when GameStop was kind of good. You know what I mean? The cover rusted, and it had rust spots. It had rust spots all over it. So the metal they used ended up, I guess, being cheaper or something. So I would find these at thrift stores, right? With no game in it, and it would be rust spots all over it. This kind won't rust. It was something in the metal that they used. I can't remember, but this will not rust. But they actually got in trouble for something that had to do with the making of this metal covering that they were in, that they got a little trouble over. So they had to change it. I had the original because I got it when it first came out. You know what I mean? And so did a lot of other people, but they had to redo it. And those people have those ones. And unfortunately, if you can't, like, I guess, seal it right or whatever, it'll rust. You know what I mean? So, but this is another fun game. This was my really fun game. I love Halo Combat Evolved, but Halo 2 did it for me. I loved it. I played it online a lot. Look at the beautiful artwork of Master Chief on the back of this. There is no dents in this at all. There's no kind of dents in my games at all, man. In pristine condition, and that's how you should keep your games if you're a collector, man. So, inside is the book and everything, the 2 disc that it came with in pristine condition, and that's the way you should keep it. I forgot if the first disc was I think it was, yeah, it's the limited collector's edition disc. Now, I can't remember if this was a DVD. I can't remember, guys. I don't know if it was a DVD. It might have been a DVD talking about Halo 2. I can't remember. I can't remember. I think it is. I'm going to have to check it out again. It's been so long, guys, since I played this. But Halo 2 went down it was in a World Guinness book for the most sold games back in the day. And it won the gaming awards also. Well, I think it won. G4 had a game awards back then. If I remember correctly, it might have been Halo 2. When things are a little bit more legit and more fair. But I think they did it. I think it was Halo 2. I can't remember. Could have been another Halo, but I think it was Halo 2. This is a great, great game, guys. And if you can find this, man, and in its original cover, man, you should pick it up. Just to have as a collector's edition. If you like Halo, you should have it. Even if you don't have an OG Xbox and you love Halo, this is something that would be nice on your bookshelf, man, is the Halo 2 Collector's Edition. Another great game that came out, guys, was only on Xbox. Played the hell out of this game. Love this game. You can play with controller or you can play it with the light gun. And it is House of the Dead 3. Very, very awesome game that was only on the original OG Xbox. Now, I believe you could play this on a 360 if I remember. This was another great graphical masterpiece that Sega brought out for the original OG Xbox, and I think it might be a direct port of the one that was in the arcade. Very, very beautiful, awesome game. You know what I mean? Even on a regular TV, it just looked like you were in the arcade. They did a fantastic job with House of the Dead 3. This is a must-own game if you love the House of the Dead series, which I do, and it's just an awesome masterpiece, guys. The graphics they did an awesome job on for back in the day. You know what I mean? This game is also complete. You know what I mean? Very good artwork. Disc is in really good condition, man. So this is that's another one that's definitely worth picking up if you can find that on the cheap. So what else do we got here? We got a few more, guys, and then we'll be done. Now, I guess people thought it couldn't be done, but it came out and it did very, very well. Very, very well on the OG Xbox. And a lot of people were really looking forward to this game coming out on Xbox, and they thought it wouldn't do well or play good because it was. I think it might have started out on PC. I can't remember, but it did very, very well, and they actually made an expansion to this that you can buy too that I have, and it is the collector's edition of Doom 3, which Microsoft now owns Bethesda. It is Doom 3, the original Doom 3 on the original OG Xbox with its original case. And this is another awesome, really awesome metal tin of Doom 3, man. Very, very good condition. No dents. You know what I mean? Very awesome. Very shiny metallic, you know, cover here. And I love it, man. This is the collector's edition. Still with the book and the disc in there. In very, very perfect condition. That's how it looks. Doom 3 was a very awesome game for the OG Xbox guys. I still play the ones that they have back and pat, and the ones they redid for your Xbox One. Very, very awesome game, guys. The graphics blew me away back then. Blew me away. id Software and those guys always do a great job when it comes to Doom. So this is the collector's edition of Doom. It is one to own and put on your bookshelf and reminisce about because it did a fantastic job on the original OG Xbox, guys. So if you like Doom and you collect Doom, it's definitely worth picking up if you could find the collector's edition. Now, the next game we got here, guys, is, and I'm going to show the other ones together. This is a game I played hours and hours and hours and hours of. This was my favorite game, and I was addicted. Like a crackhead addicted to crack, Sega Man was addicted to this game. All right? It was only on Xbox, all right? And I played for hours, guys. I mean, I played till early, like 4 or 5 in the morning. Just kept playing. I was really good at it, okay? And then I want this to come back so bad. It came back kind of on the Xbox Series X and S, but I want this one to come back, man, and it is the original, only on Xbox game, Mech Assault. I always talk about Mech Assault. Now, I have a sealed copy of Mech Assault Platinum Hits. It's sealed. I found it at the thrift store for $2, sealed, never opened. So I definitely bought it. But this is the original OG Mech Assault, and I have Mech Assault 2. Very, very awesome game. People miss this game where you can be the different mechs. You know what I mean? It was just so awesome, guys. And I want them to bring this back so bad. And that's in this form where you can play together. This would be so awesome, man. If they can make this game back and pat, that'll even do. That's how good the game was. You know what I mean? Where we could play together again. Don't have to be no achievements. I don't care about achievements. This was a good online game to play with your friends and meet people, man. It was Mech Assault. I love the game, man. I hope and pray someday they will bring this back. My favorite mech, by the way, was Ragnarok. I'll rock your ass in the game and whoop your ass with Ragnarok. This was the game, man, to play back then, man. Very addicting game. Now the last two I'm going to show you guys together is expensive games right now. Sometimes they're hard to find. They're very great masterpiece games from Sega. Sega and Microsoft are, I don't know. I always said that the OG Xbox is the Dreamcast 2, and I still believe that. So we got Otogi 1 and 2. Two great games that were awesome and only on the Xbox. Two great games that they should have made back in pat. You know what I mean? These are awesome games, guys. Very awesome. The art form, the style, the graphics, the music. They did a great job with Otogi 1 and 2. Some of these games are expensive. Now, I've seen it going for $50 to $60. I think it was Otogi 2. One, I think, was like $40. I can't remember. But these games are very, very sought after, and they're popular. Otogi was a great series, and they need to bring it back, man. These are some games to own, guys, on your original OG Xbox if you're a collector of Xbox, man. So that is it for me today, guys. Down memory lane, and this video is called Keeping It OG with the OG Papa Xbox, man. So I will see you guys this weekend on the Xbox Alpha Podcast. Salute to all my true Xbox brethren out there and the Alpha brothers that rock out with me. Shout out to our podcast, the Exile Podcast. We're going to have a Halloween special coming up soon, and we're going to have another podcast before that. Shout out to all my brothers, E-Rock, the Don King, Ultimate Productions, He-Bot, Tuckmaster, the smoke neck bone master on the grill. Shouts out to him, and shouts out to Intramedia Gaming, who I'm down with 100 and flip the script money, and the crew with Xbox got no games and we got next. So shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to all my subscribers, man. Tomorrow's Friday, guys. Have a great weekend. Come and rock out with us, man, on the Alpha Podcast on Saturdays. And always check us out, always on the Exile, baby, where it all started, all right? Peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die, we multiply. Peace. Outro.